aggravated with this dude because we talked about this for a couple years, right? We have, and let me tell you, we almost got into it sitting right here. I'm gonna tell you because somebody was like, hey, we can't stop. Because I was like, man, I got this going on. I got this going on. I got that going on. And he was like, you know, he's a big dude. He got a little, you know, kind of, his whole countenance changed. I was like, hold up. I'm sitting there, hold up. You know, don't come across the table, dog. You might get me, but you gonna get a couple licks in.
Hey.
But the thing is that he fought for it. He fought for it when I was at the point of being like, man, you know what? This is not, you know, I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. Yeah, we talked about it, but I just don't feel like it's going to work out. Right. And the success in it was that you changed my mind. Right. And so we're sitting here based on your ability to finish something, to accomplish it, whether you know, whether you like, maybe not. This is really on the success of Shepard's ability to follow through. That's what you see right here, honestly. And I just.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Deep MCs, the podcast that seeks to push meaningful conversation to a whole new level. Whether it's for your entertainment or your personal growth, we appreciate you being here today. And now, on to the show. What's going on, man?
Hey, bro, we back.
One more again. Not gonna have the Nutrafol commercial music in there. You know, we were using it first. God damn it. Yeah. Anyway, what are we getting into today?
Man, so we are going to deal with jealousy and feeling like a failure.
Every day for me.
Man, you know what? We're gonna stop doing these shows. We're gonna start doing some shows about, you know, like picking daisies or something.
I mean, it wouldn't be if, you know what? If people would do us a favor and first subscribe, then comment on what they would like to see us do.
Please do that
on the show
for me.
It would help us greatly. It would help us greatly. You know, speaking of that, because I get jealous of the people that have all these people subscribed and they have all these likes and they have
I mean, you know,
all this interaction. And you know what? I get a little jealous because I know that we have some wonderful listeners out there.
Yep.
We have some consistent people out there.
Yep.
Frankfurt, Germany.
Yep.
Australia.
Yep.
Johannesburg, South Africa.
Yep.
All over the world.
Right here, yeah.
Right here in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
And they keep coming back, but they don't.
They never say anything.
They don't hit that like button and they don't say anything.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. If you want to be incognito, I get it. I'm not gonna be mad at you.
Just change your screen name or something.
Change your screen name, or better yet, find one of your friends, have them come on and like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know. What you want to see.
We really do need your feedback, guys.
We do, for real. It helps with the show for sure. But jealousy is an interesting thing. I feel like I have a lot of comments on shit. And I just realized, man, I do too much thinking. I always got something to say, but I guess.
I mean, we need that for a podcast, though, right?
Right.
I mean,
if we wouldn't have a podcast, it wouldn't have my ass up here saying stupid shit, right? But jealousy is an interesting thing because I personally never would have said that I am a jealous person.
Mm-hmm.
But the more that I think about it, I am a very jealous person.
Really?
A very jealous person. And maybe because, right, I don't have that college education with the finite Webster's dictionary.
Why do you have to lead with what you don't have? Let's just start with the jealousy. We didn't have to
Yeah,
talk
well,
about college.
this is looping. This is looping into that, right? Because I don't know the proper Webster's
You are
definition.
more proper than anybody I know.
Webster's definition of jealousy.
You know, yeah. That's why we need some more feedback.
We need more feedback. but if I go off of what I feel jealousy is, I feel like I'm a jealous person, and not jealous in the sense of I hate that person or I hate the situation and I want something bad to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a jealousy that turns into a negative feeling of myself and my accomplishments, but also fuels my drive to kind of want to turn up what I am doing, not to reach a specific level of something I see someone else do, but to accomplish the things that I feel I need to do. I don't even know if that makes any sense, man.
How does I think help me. How does the jealousy?
Let's do some examples. Let's do some examples, okay? So we film. Okay, first of all, we film a little ways out. For people that don't know, some people do know that we back film, forward film, whatever you want to call it, right? So by the time this episode comes out, everybody's gonna know that Aaron here is now a accomplished author, has written a book, right? Has written a book. Let's get his shit out there. You guys will already have seen all the links and everything to it, of all of that. I'm jealous of that, man. I'm legitimately jealous of that accomplishment. And I'm not jealous in the sense of this motherfucker is doing something that I should be doing or not be doing. I am ecstatic for your accomplishments. I am going to be a huge cheerleader in pushing this thing, and I'm so proud to see that you saw it and you achieved it and you knocked it out, and it's going to be good. And whether it takes off or it doesn't, the accomplishment is huge, and I'm super proud of you for doing that. But I'm also jealous of that because now I want to say that I wish I could do that, but I don't have the drive to do that.
I got it.
Does that make sense?
I think I understand it. I understand.
Well, you know me, so you can kind of understand.
Well, no. Even from my own standpoint, if I connected to, because I mean, so hey, let's lay it out on the table, right? You have the ability to be able to do something physically that I just can't do, right? Your body build, your ability to drop weight when you need to, to create this physique for yourself, right? I've struggled all life with that kind of thing. So I can understand kind of where you're coming from. I don't know if it's jealousy. Maybe it's just a bit envy.
They're so closely related.
They're real first cousins, right?
They're very so closely related, and it's hard to say. I mean, for me, but I don't get.
It's not like I get mad about it, or
right. Exactly. And there's no I don't feel it towards, like, I don't feel it towards people that I don't know.
Okay.
I feel it towards people that I do know, and I do interact, and that I do care about, and because I want everybody around me to succeed. Maybe it's because I almost feel not left out. That's not the right word. Not left behind. I think it's because I almost feel like I'm the unsuccessful person in the group.
I got it.
Before we were all here.
I got it.
And now
somebody has one leg up.
Yeah, but it's not even because I want the accolades, or I want the money, or I want the whatever. I don't want to be seen as a lesser person by someone I care about, because I don't have
the same
accomplishments.
I got it, and I can't even knock it. You know what? Because I mean, we could sit here and we could be like, "Shit, but that's dumb." But you know, we always
So, someone out there is probably like, Shepard, that's fucking dumb. But
the thing that's different, man. Honestly, you know, since you brought it up, man, the thing that's different about this one is I did it without anybody's backing.
Yeah, for sure.
I did this not nobody. Clearly,
yeah.
Nobody knew I was really as far along as I was. Nobody knew that I was doing these things. Even today, you know, I've had conversations with people and I'm organizing and I'm putting it down. And my wife was upset. She was like, "What's going on?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
why don't I
yeah.
know?" Because this thing got personal.
Right.
And it didn't matter. I guess this time it really, because I've always been that person to take everybody with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm working on this. Can you help me with that?
Right.
I'm working on this. What about this? What are your thoughts on that? And I just, at this point, I mean, this something triggered in this. And I was like, man, I just don't, I'm not worried about what you think about it or what somebody else considers about it, or, you know, or if they feel like, you know, I should have done this, or what about that? And even after it was done, the critiques and, you know, I found one grammatical error that would have torn me up before.
Right.
That would have been like murder. Because I'd be like, dang, I put all this work into it and now it's not good enough.
Yeah.
I would have done that, right? But this time I didn't do it. And so that maybe was it's because I was under the whole radar, and then I come and say, "Hey, Shep, it's done."
No. Not for me. So we're gonna get back to jealousy.
Yeah, we'll come back to it.
We'll come back to it. But this kind of all plays into it. But you said a couple of things, which I'm glad you said it, because it hits a nail on the head for me in a lot of reasons. So one of the things that you said was you were very under the radar with it, because the type of person that you used to be to the type of person you are when you're making this project.
Yeah.
And that's your style and your style of functioning. For me, I have similar situations in that for me to be creative, I have to close everybody out.
I got it.
My creativity, I have to be alone. Get the fuck away from me. Get out the house. Get out the whatever. Just don't come near me. I need this time for my creative space. And that is very hard for people that care about you to understand.
Yeah.
Because they want to support you.
Right.
And it's very hard for people to understand, if you want to support me, leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like and you see it, like music is another one. A lot of people, when they create music, they want to be alone in the studio.
Yeah.
Let me get my vibe. I'm gonna do it, not because I don't want your opinion or think you can help, but creatively I have to do that on my own.
I gotta get this out.
Yes.
And you picking it apart because that beat was off is gonna throw off my whole
everything.
My whole situation.
Every fucking thing. So yeah, I would just want to say that. But I guess for me too, when I always, I guess for me, for our interaction, not that anybody out here cares about how we interact with each other, right? Like, obviously we care about each other, we love each other, brothers, you know, whatever, but we don't interact on a regular basis. There's just not, you're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing, whatever. And it's not because we don't care about each other, we don't like each other, whatever. We're in this thing where, first of all, I'm fucked up, I don't like to talk to people anyway, and you respect that, you know, that if I really need you, I'll say something,
you'll reach out,
whatever, you know, vice versa, whatever. And that's our flow of things. But like when it comes to this project, it's not even so much that I didn't know about it or whatever, because I mean, you do, I don't know half the shit about your life anyway until you tell me about it, because that's just not, I don't care. Like, I mean, I don't say I don't care, but I can't even control my own life. I can't worry about everybody else's, right? But then I see these things. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's, you know, getting your realtor's license and doing your own thing. I guess it's things that I admire about you, right? and I say, damn, man, this guy's really doing it.
Is that really jealousy?
For me, is jealousy in the sense of like, because right, like we said, jealousy and
or was
envy
it admiration?
Very closely related, right? Because admiration is to be like, wow. Like I feel like admiration is like, I really admire this person.
Okay.
Whatever. Jealousy, see it creates
a negative
feeling.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I'm very positive in the sense of, I want you to hit all of your goals. I want to see you achieve all of your goals. I don't necessarily want to be a part of them because, right, I mean, you don't want to do everything I do. I don't want to do everything you do, or you want to have a family and kids. I want to be over here, beating my head against the wall, right? Those aren't the same things, right? So, at the end of the day, right, like I am stoked to see you happy, but then for me, it's negative for myself because I'm like, fuck, I'm not accomplishing on the level that this person's accomplishing. I'm not contributing to this relationship in the way that this person is contributing, right? And it's personal preference, or you can say it's marking yourself against someone else's standards, but it's not your standards, it's my standards of how I should be, or what I should be contributing in a relationship of whatever the situation is. And even anybody around me, whether they're doing good at their job or they get a promotion or whatever, like even if, like you're talking about, like if it's someone with a promotion, if someone gets a promotion and they could still be making half of what I make, I'm still jealous of them for like, fuck, man, like they're contributing.
Okay.
Right? You could be moving up and still be under me, and I still hold you over me for that. Does that make sense? For that accomplishment? Because why am I not contributing to this relationship in the same manner?
So you haven't identified the value that you bring to the table.
And I guess that kind of goes to our previous episode, right? Is I don't see value.
You don't see value
in what I have, right?
Yeah, right.
But I also, like, I don't look for validity.
I don't know that it's validity, right? And I think in order for that emotion, and I don't have a degree in this, okay? But I believe in order for that emotion not to be triggered, you have to know your own worth.
Yeah, well,
and so your own worth or your own value, and there's very little that I have to remind you of your value most times, because you're going to go to the not even half empty, but all the way empty glass. It's not even half. It's shattered on the floor over there.
Yeah. It's performance art. It's performance art when it's shattered.
That you're going to be pissed off about because you're going to step on it, and then it's going to,
more than likely,
it's going to cut your foot open. Probably. Then you got to go to the hospital, and now that's a bill.
I'm just going to bleed that bitch out.
Okay. Even worse. So the thing is that, I think is in even in that last episode, right? I think the foundation of that is in the jealousy, and all of these other parts are just rooted in a lack of self-worth, and because not wanting to celebrate an accomplishment or not wanting to, do those other things. It's not that you feel ill will towards the person that you say you love or that you care about, right? That's not the case at all. You're happy to see them grow. You're happy to see them develop. It's just you've measured yourself as not being good enough at that point. And so now that triggers an emotion that comes across as jealousy to you. Because it doesn't come across as jealousy to me. Because you've never then, when I talk to you about the book, it's not as if you were like,
Well, I mean, I guess this is what
if that's what you're gonna do. Yeah, you know how they, where that little book at,
Yeah, where that funky little,
where your little book, when the little book coming out, you didn't do any of that, right?
No, not at all.
With no expectation that you ever would. So I don't know that it's not even a perceived jealousy. It's not even those kind of things. It's a self-reflection. I think that. We just got to keep chipping it, man.
I mean, I guess the situation, then what is jealousy, right? Because to me, it feels like jealousy, right?
So
I don't know what the actual definition That's why I said I don't know the Webster's definition. Let's look it up.
Let's figure.
We're gonna break the rules and get on.
Yeah, we're gonna pick up a phone today because we want to be.
Somebody out there right now is like, you dumb motherfuckers. I know exactly what it means, and they're giving us. So if you guys know, please put it in the comments. I want to see who does know the definition of. John, don't cheat. Don't be looking it up just so you seem smart.
I hate it when they give you the word in the definition.
Yeah.
That doesn't define it. Okay. It's stupid. They still don't. Hold on.
Because I'm really curious to see what they say. Because to me, it feels like jealousy.
Okay.
And then I feel bad because I feel bad. But I shouldn't feel bad because I want the person I'm jealous of to be successful. I don't want them to fail.
Well, you know what? You operate a lot in feeling bad. Like it's almost like you need to feel bad in order to feel.
I think I do.
Good.
To feel alive.
Yeah, to feel alive.
Brother,
you got to feel the pain of it.
You never know how alive you are until you're so close
like
to
when
death.
when we were going through the sickness, you had to feel the pain of the sickness.
I did.
And didn't want any relief.
At all.
Like that's, to me, crazy as hell. Okay. All right. Jealousy. A noun.
Okay.
It's a state of suspicious guarding towards, it says a spouse, a lover, etc. for fears. Oh, this is okay. This is specific to a relationship. Sorry. A state of suspicious guarding towards a spouse, lover, etc. for fears of infidelity. So if we take the first part of it, a state of suspicious guarding.
Okay.
You know, let's rest in that. A state of suspicious guarding. So is that oh, okay, here's another one. A resentment. Yeah. A resentment towards someone for perceived advantage.
All right. So then, I mean, by that definition, then not jealous? Inverse jealous? Is there inverse jealousy? Jealousy? Right? Because it's
so is there a resentment towards yourself?
I would say yes.
So there's
a case.
Because you always turn it back on you. You know, you always turn the negative thing back towards yourself.
Because that's how I feel. Because like I said, in this situation, like we talk about the book or whatever. When I heard you were doing it, I was stoked, super excited. Still am. I don't have any resentment that you did it. I'm happy to see it happen. I'm happy that you took it upon yourself and made the moves and did it. Again, it's me, my feelings of, well, shit, like I'm not putting in the effort.
So what effort do you want to be a writer?
No.
So then where does the resentment in this specific act come from?
Because it's the effort of you wanted it, you saw it, you did it, you completed it. It's done.
But you have plenty of those in your life though.
And they're not done. They're not completed.
You have a whole lot of stuff, man, that, you know,
finished,
that I'm not going to reveal on camera because
they're not.
But there's a whole lot of things that you have that actually your brain can do that I'm not equipped to accomplish. I get lost in creativity sometimes where you can be more pragmatic. And I'm not trying to down myself because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be you. But what I'm going to tell you,
please, nobody. But
what I'm going to tell you
is miserable.
Is that you have quite a few, and a lot of people out there who act like him. There's definitely something in you that is more keen, more developed than what I'll ever have in some areas, bro. I promise you. I promise you.
But
you've taught me so much.
That's outside.
And I still don't get it all.
Perspective though. And I think that, yeah, but I could say the same thing for you.
So it's a balance.
But then you'd be like, no, I didn't do anything. I could be like, no, I didn't do anything. But then, yeah, you did. Well, no, you did. But no, I didn't do it, you know? And that's where the balance, and that's where we work, right?
Yeah.
In that world of whatever. And that's great. But I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to figure it out for myself and trying to figure it out for everybody out here, because I know that there's people that feel that level of inadequacy, that level. Right. I mean, even in relationship, whether it's friendships, relationships,
Yep.
whatever, you know, there's always a bad feeling when someone is doing more than you, you know, and
if that's your heart, because some people will let you do more than them
they'll
and be okay with it.
suck it all up and not give two.
And just be a leach.
Yeah.
So that's
man.
something completely different.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother bad path to go down. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just very hard for me to understand.
Does that do anything? Okay. So let's think creatively about it then. So does the jealousy trigger anything?
Yeah.
What does it trigger?
A sense of drive,
Okay.
I guess. For
So
lack
it
of
creates
better
a
word.
positive. It creates a positive then response.
It's a positive and a negative, right? Because it's like, let me give an example. Okay, say I'm sitting on the couch when this feeling kicks in, right? I could be sitting on the couch and I say, shit, whatever the decision is, has kicked me into gear, whatever the situation is, kicked me into gear, and I'm gonna get up and get it. It's go time, right? That's one thing. That's a positive spin. But for me, I'm sitting on the couch and it's more like, you're a fucking piece of shit. Get your fucking.
But that's not every time, right?
No, it is. It's
not
like,
every time.
no, it is every time. It's like, get your bitch ass off the fucking couch. Fucking do something, you lazy fuck.
Well, I mean,
Right.
because if your inner voice cusses a lot, so
Yeah, well, my inner voice does. My inner voice and my outer.
so your inner voice cusses you out every time y'all talk,
Yeah, it's bad.
but
It's bad.
it drives you. It still gets you up off the couch though.
I mean, sometimes. And sometimes you hit that depression and you just slip further into the abyss of whatever it is. I don't know. But yeah, like, it's just weird. Jealousy as a whole, I think it's just an interesting thing. And I think it's like what you said, more of it is self-worth than anything, right? Because if we all felt good enough, you wouldn't feel jealous. For whatever the reason.
Because
You
it's
know?
really based on what you view in somebody else.
Yes.
The idea that you've created in your own mind based on that view you've seen, right?
Yes.
That they are better than you, that they have accomplished more than you, their life is so much greater or so much further ahead than yours.
Yes.
And so now you create a negative emotion towards their success of sorts.
I mean,
But then it in general
for
cases,
general, yeah,
general cases,
for sure,
right?
For sure.
You create because then you know it comes across because of how they respond to you or how they act towards you. Well, this turns internal. It's like it's an ingrown toenail. You know, it creates a pain on the inside. As it grows, it creates a pain on the inside.
Yeah.
And so we still have to dig that sucker out, though.
Hey, well, I've never had an ingrown toenail, but I do know they are painful. Yeah, it is. It is interesting, and when you talk about self-worth, you know, I think about these things, especially now that we're talking about it, and I think about like some of the guests that you've had, and even then, like I'm jealous of them, and not like jealous to the point of hating them, but like, fuck, man, like and I guess it is in my mind, right? Because I see them as successful people. I see them as they have figured it out. Because obviously I'm reaching out to them because I want, and then I'm humbled that they would even take the time to acknowledge my existence in this, you know, small little world, right? Because who the fuck am I? You know what I'm saying? So it is, and I don't know. That's a hard thing to explain. You know, I don't know. I don't like. Do I think I'm the biggest failure on the planet? Some days,
Yeah,
right? Everybody does.
I think
Yeah,
there's
some days, but
Can you have a reverse arrogance?
maybe.
I feel like a lot of emotions are reversed when it comes to you. they're not towards anybody else, but they're towards them. You know, it's it's a bringing back, because you know the only way that I can feel good about myself is to tear myself down. And
maybe, but that's the thing though too, because so then it's a double-edged sword for me, right? Because if
a sword had 4 edges,
if a sword had
it would
four,
be that sword.
It would be that sword for me.
Yeah.
That wound that doesn't close. Because a lot of times, like, I think that when I talk to people and I say things, whatever it may be, if I say, "Oh man, I'm a failure," or, "I'm fucked up," or "I have issue," or whatever, a lot of people look at me and they take it as either I'm joking or they think that I'm like purposely, right? Like, it's like when the guy says he's got an 18-inch dick, he really has a 4-inch dick, right? Or the guy says, I'm an average sized dick, he probably has a big dick. You never know, right? Like, there's those situations, right? It's that scenario, right? So if you put it out there, they think that I'm being unintentionally arrogant or does that make sense?
Like you're trying to downplay something?
Yeah.
Because they see what they see. And then you saying that doesn't add up.
It doesn't make sense
to
them in their head.
Right.
And so they
assume you are being what?
A various amount of things. Some people would say asshole. Some people would say, but my actions and my reactions, it is like, I feel how I feel about me.
Yep.
I always view, it doesn't matter, anybody's success is going to be huge to me.
Except your own.
And I'm going to be, because I don't view that, I don't see success in anything that I'm doing.
How are you able to see success in other people but not in your own? How are you able to believe that is a good benchmark for you and that makes you successful, but then not be able to see the same benchmarks for yourself?
I mean, a lot of it is in people's enjoyment or people's realization, or people, like, when, generally speaking, when someone has something they accomplished or something they created, you can see the sense of pride, or they get excited about talking about it, or they really want to share it, and they're in that zone of enjoyment with it, or they get that promotion, or whatever. There's a sense of enjoyment there.
So you just take it and put it in the box.
Yeah, I mean, for me, there's no.
You just collect it.
Enjoyment. Yeah, I mean, there's no enjoyment. I did it. Okay, here we go.
You collect it, put it in the box, close it.
Here we go. Never to be seen again, and going to.
And nobody can touch it.
Nope. Leave it. We're not going to go down it there. We're not going to touch it. We're not going to open it. We're not going to move it. We're not going to do. There's no enjoyment.
That's selfish, man. I think that's more what it is than it is, because I don't know that it's arrogant. I don't know that it's jealousy. That word just doesn't rest with me in this situation, because maybe we just don't have the right one. But I feel like that's more selfish than anything, because I'm allowing you the opportunity to enjoy this with me.
Right.
You don't allow anybody the opportunity to enjoy anything with you.
But I don't view anything of it to be something to enjoy. And I think, what not a lot of it, now that you speak of that, we're getting way off the jealousy
It's
topic,
okay.
but
I
we
think
always
jealousy,
do this.
Yeah, we do it.
I'm sorry out there. We're still going to title this jealousy. You're going to click on it.
Conversation. That's what we're doing. Deep and meaningful.
This has nothing to do with jealousy. Maybe you'll connect to it. I think there has been times where I've made attempts to share creations, and they always go bad. Every time I've made an attempt to share a creation, it has gone bad.
Okay.
Right? So
there was one creation that this is how you and I met, is on one of your creations.
Yeah. And that shit went bad.
But we had some huge successes through it, though.
I mean, maybe if you view it that way. I mean, as far as the project goes, it was a huge failure. It did not pan out to be successful.
Okay, when you had a vision for what you wanted to see, and we went to the table and we started designing, right? And we came back with these models and all of this other kind of stuff, and you were like, okay, I can see it. That is a success.
But that, to me, that's just the starting point of what it's supposed to become, you know. And it didn't. To me, that whole situation is viewed as a failure, and because there was no end. It wasn't never given a fair chance.
It didn't finalize.
It didn't finalize. There was no end. There was a failure. I don't view that as success. I view that as a very large waste of multiple years of my life for no reason.
But it probably kept you moving, though. It kept you active. It kept you engaged in something.
But it did. But I also put so much time.
But what else would you have been doing?
Doing something else that may have had a better chance, and not wasted multiple years of my life doing that. Because this is it sucks the wind and life out of you.
I mean, I get that.
To do that. But yeah, like sharing those things and sharing those whatevers. The times that I do, I don't normally share, and that's why it's this podcast has been really interesting, right? Because people look at it and they're gonna say, I didn't know. I have to learn about you through, and I've known you for 30 years. Like, first, whatever, fuck you, bro. What it is, like, but if I choose to share, obviously I care about the person. Right. And then when the response is flat, that kills me. So what response are you expecting? If you do share, what is going to be the response that's going to be? Is there going to be a good enough response? Yeah. And what would that be? Just a response, right? If I say, hey, you're doing photography. I did photography too. Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah. Oh, let me show you some of the stuff I did. Cool, yeah, I'd love to see it. And I show you, and you're just like, oh. Like, then don't fucking ask if you. But that still doesn't diminish the quality of your photography. But it does because I didn't acknowledge it. Yeah, because if we say I like this, or I want to see, let me see something that you've done, and then I show you, and you're just like, oh. You know how subjective art is, dude. It's diminishing in the fact that I took something, right? I took myself. I got it. And I put it in this project. You asked to see it. I opened up to share it. I got and then you were vulnerable enough to share it. Oh. All right. Well, I mean, I guess, right? If that's what you call it, Do you really get those kind of responses, dude? Yeah, I have. Multiple times. But it is what it is. People are gonna be who they're gonna be. So then, what does that then create for you? that situation then creates what? A further barrier, a further wall. It strengthens the wall. No, yeah, it makes the wall stronger, right? Because now, for me, here was something I would like to think that cherished. I make good decisions. Okay. I like to think the people around me have my best interests and are going to be honest with me in what I'm doing. Okay. And I'm making the decision to share something with you that I put a lot of effort in, and the person that I trust is going to look at it and be like, oh, then that's a signal that wasn't for me. Oh, and maybe they just weren't the person to share it with. Why does it become an internal response as opposed to leaving it exactly where it is? Maybe you aren't the person that's supposed to value this. That's just how, and let that walk away when they walk away. Hey, that's just how I've always been, man. It always becomes a negative internal response with you. Yeah, for the most part. And if I trust someone's judgment and they tell me no, or their response is saying no, then I just let that shit go. and I move on to the next thing, because I always have.
But does it it devalues the thing?
Yeah. It devalues the whole concept and whatever.
If you wasn't as big as you, I would shake. Like shaking baby syndrome.
Hey, sometimes maybe that's what's wrong with me. Maybe I got
shook.
I got too many shakes in my young life, But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. I don't know how to change that. I don't know how.
I wish you could see what I see. I mean, and I know that, if there's years of it, right? There's baggage, and there's a lot of there's a lot of waste and recycles and
right. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's a funny thing that you say that, right? But that's a lot of people. Anybody that, and this is why we have these deep conversations. We talk about mental health. We talk about all these other things. People that have a negative perception of themselves. It doesn't matter how many people say,
"Yep,
I wish you could see what I see."
Right.
Hell, I wish I could see it too.
Yeah, right. It's not that you don't wish you could see it too. Right?
Because it's people. It's like the bulimics, right? The bulimics, the ones always throwing up.
Yeah.
The ones always think that they're fat. And even though they be.
Yeah, this right here.
Yeah, I wish you could see that you don't need to, but it's just ingrained. You know, and it's what you.
And it has to be an internal response that begins to shift or change or a trigger. A light that comes on one day and says boom. And I believe that those happen because I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen in people that I love, where today they were doing one thing and tomorrow they dropped it, because there was a realization that I don't need it, or it's no longer for me. There was some type of spiritual awakening or surrender or whatever it was that really just caused a shift in it all.
And I was thinking too about this, and this is just where it's just interesting too. This is another reason why I'm jealous of you, sir. This is the Aaron hour. We're talking about other reasons why.
I'm figuring it out when y'all figure it out. So let's just. I don't know what he's about to say,
but you have always been, like you say, you've always been a person, at least from my perspective, to accomplish everything that I've known of to do, right? I know you were going to get your real estate license. You accomplished that, and you're going to start your little real estate thing, and you accomplished that, and you're going to write your book, and you accomplished that, and everything that you say, you accomplish. Now, again, doesn't mean you tell me everything, right? So there could very well be a lot of failures in there, but you always, like, if you see it, you're gonna do it, and even if it doesn't pan out, there's still a finalized product. There's still a finalized product. I'm jealous of that, man, for sure, because for me, I have a lot of ideas. I don't know. I probably have ADD. I could be on a spectrum. I don't know, because my brain operates fucked up. But I don't have final chapters. I don't have anything has an end to it. Everything is open, or I tried it. I realized I could do it. And once I realized I could do it, then I'm done with it. I don't finish it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
I was like, yeah, you're right. I can do it. And maybe that goes back to self-worth, right? I have to prove to myself that I can, but then I don't ever finalize. And I'm very jealous of the ability to finalize. And if you think about, like, when we're working together at the HIB, we were talking about the chicken, and it was even then you said at some point you just have to make a decision and go.
Yeah, right.
Because I don't. And you recognize that, and you realize that, and even then that still didn't pan out. Right? It didn't work, right? But that's the thing is there's never a finalized.
So thing. there's places in it, and I want you to see I want you to see where I didn't make the right decisions, right? Because it can get kind of glossed over with, you know, a printed book, right? And some of those, because I didn't make the right decision with staying at the job. I spent 3 years, probably 4 years in silence, not wanting to be there, but looking for other opportunities to kind of change it up and switch it up and make it palatable.
Right.
Until, you know, I had what I needed was in place, right? And so some of those things weren't necessarily because they were out of necessity, because I was dying kind of over here, right? And I said either I'm gonna die here, or I at least need to make some effort to do something different. And so this was just the breathing ground. This was just a breath of fresh air, because if I continue to do this and I only do this, then I'm going to drown over here. And so these moments, right? I mean, the book came on to him, the backside of my dad dying. That's why it got done.
Yeah.
So the reason it got done is because I had this reality of time that is no longer just me for me to waste. I don't have it to waste. I don't have it to just set aside and say, okay, I'll come back to this later. There's enough. My cemetery of shallow graves is almost full of things that I've started, stopped, and then just buried.
But that goes to you. Once again, I'm jealous of you, sir. Right? Because you talk about this.
But it's not easy though,
You talk about this I'm not saying that it's
okay.
easy, but it doesn't stop me from being jealous of it. Well, now it just discourages me even more because it's not easy. It's
but there's some failures in there, though.
It's extra hard. But it's like, just like you say, right? Like you say, the book comes off the back of a realization of time. I lost both my parents, have talked about realization of time and then whatever, and I still have completed nothing.
Okay, this is one of the things that we talked about.
It's not finished.
It'll never be finished. I mean, it's a podcast.
True.
So
then there will never be an end. Therefore, add that to the list.
But the beginning, no. Could be a jackass sometimes.
Right, add that to the list.
But this right here, man, the beginning of this is the success. Because we could have still been talking about this, man. And here we are, almost 50 shows in.
And still struggling, which is why we need everybody to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Please.
Please still do that, but I'm aggravated. Please do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you not to do that, but I'm aggravated with this dude because we talked about this for a couple years, right? We have, and let me tell you, we almost got into it. Sitting right here, I'm gonna tell you, because somebody was like, "Hey, we can't stop." Because I was like, "Man, I got this going on, I got this going on, I got that going on," and he was like, "You know, he's a big dude. He got a little, you know, kind of his whole continent's changed." I was like, "Hold up." I'm sitting there, hold up. You know, don't come across the table, dog. You might give me, but you gonna get a couple licks in.
Hey,
but the thing is that he fought for it. He fought for it when I was at the point of being like, man, you know what? This is not, you know, I don't have the time, I don't have the energy. Yeah, we talked about it, but I just don't feel like it's gonna work out, right? And the success in it was that you changed my mind, right? And so we're sitting here based on your ability to finish something, to accomplish it, whether you know, raise, you know, whether you like, maybe not. This is really on the success of Shepard's ability to follow through. That's what you see right here, honestly. And I just came along with it. Even a lot of these shows, I show up with everything I got going on. I show up and I say, okay, Shepard, what are we talking about? And he breaks out his everything he been thinking about, right? And boom, we go through it and we find out what we're going to discuss. So there are some successes, whether he acknowledges them or not. I'm gonna tell you that I believe him, that that there are some things in it that we just don't see all of the time, but they are complete successes, and without them, we wouldn't be here before you today. So the fact that you appreciate what I'm doing, I appreciate what you've done, because we wouldn't even have this platform. We wouldn't even have this conversation. We're sitting right here because of your tenacity and your strength and your ability to keep pushing forward.
Well, I appreciate that.
Do you?
I mean, I do.
Okay, all right.
People may not be able to tell by my I do appreciate that. I don't agree with it.
I know, but you appreciate it.
but yeah, no, I do appreciate it, man. And this is, whether it's my ability to convince you or your generosity, because we have had the podcast where you say, you like to help others and you're a generous man. So you're being generous and being here. It has been a helpful experience for myself in it, and you being a part of that is a huge reason for me why this thing is what it is, because I'm not going to sit here and have this conversation with anybody else.
Yeah, of course.
So
it balances somehow. This thing balances.
It works itself out, man. It works itself out. But we didn't really get too far into jealousy.
I think we just could leave it where it was.
I think we did a good episode. So hopefully everybody enjoyed that one. And
can you please comment?
Yes.
I'm begging at this point.
Please.
I'm begging.
Damn. We're gonna come to your house. Well, I will. I'm gonna fuck you. Fuck you up.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? Hopefully you enjoyed the show. We appreciate you listening for sure. But we need your help.
Yeah, we need your help. We need you to like, comment, and subscribe so that we can continue to make great content for you guys.
Yeah. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe.
And it's right here on the screen. Everything you need.
Right there. Thank you so much, guys, for listening.
All right, take care.